and welcome back to my channel. So honestly guys, today's video is a little bit shorter and a little bit rushed because today is Sunday, the day I'm supposed to be editing it and uploading it. And so originally I had this really great plan to do like this super awesome video, which is still coming. I'm still doing it. It just, for some reason, it just was not working out today, and so that will hopefully be next week's video, but I can't tell you what it is because it's a surprise. Anyway, the video I'm going to be showing you guys today is like different kinds of padding for your pointe shoes, like the ones that I personally have used, the ones I like the best, and like just the basics of padding. This video is more for beginner pointe dancers because when you're first getting your first pair of pointe shoes, your teacher may not always tell you what padding to get, and so this video will hopefully be helpful to you guys who are getting your pointe shoes and just to kind of help you and push you in the right direction of like what kind of padding you should use. So the first year that I did pointe, I used lamb's wool, and lamb's wool is probably like the most basic padding, and a lot of people go with lamb's wool for their first year of pointe. I like it, but then I also don't like it. Like lamb's wool is because it's loose and you can push it wherever you need to in your shoe. Like if you need more in one corner than another, then you can put it there, and that's pretty helpful. But the reason I really don't like it is because it does move around in your shoe because it is loose, and you can get blisters a lot more easy. And the reason that I did it for my first year of pointe is because that was what my teacher told us to. We were only allowed to use lamb's wool, and she said she wanted us to develop calluses. But instead of developing calluses, all I did was get millions of blisters. So what I did to reduce the pain and reduce the amount of blisters I was getting, all I did was cut the end off of an old sock and just put that on my foot, and then put the lamb's wool in my shoe and just stick my foot in the shoe. And it actually worked a lot better than just using lamb's wool. It definitely cut back on the blisters I was getting, and I did like that kind of padding. I thought it was definitely a good idea. So if you are going to be using lamb's wool, I do suggest that you do a little sock end piece on your foot and then use lamb's wool on top. Another kind of pointe shoe padding kind of goes along with the lamb's wool, and it's another pad that looks a lot like an ouch pouch, but it's made out of lamb's wool. It's just a thin layer of fabric and the inside's lamb's wool. I've never used those, but I've always really wanted to, and I know a lot of people who really like them, and so that is actually really similar to the lamb's wool and the sock concept, but they're together, like they're attached and it's not separate. So if you would not like to use a sock and lamb's wool, you can totally use those instead. I don't think they're very expensive. Now the next kind of padding that I used is called ouch pouches, and I know of a lot of people who use ouch pouches. This is one of the most common pointe shoe pads out there. Like a lot of people use ouch pouches. Professional dancers, student dancers, like a lot of people use ouch pouches. Ouch pouches is what I'm currently using now, and I love them. They have 3 different kinds. They have the Ouch Pouch Pro Pad, which is a tiny layer of gel like this in the front, and then in the back it's just a thin layer of fabric. Then they have the Ouch Pouch Junior, which is what I'm holding right now, and they have the cut on both sides, and I'm not sure why they do that, but they cut the front like this and also the back. But then the regular traditional ouch pouch has the cut in the front, and then in the back it goes straight. And I do have those, but I cannot find them at the moment, so sorry about that. Another kind of padding that I've seen lots of people use are gel pads, and they are very similar to the ouch pouches, except for they don't have fabric on the outside and they are extremely thick. Let me just take them out of the box so you can see how thick they are. That's pretty thick. I mean, right here is very thin. You could almost like rip it, but then as you get to the tip, it's so thick. And why I really don't like these is because you can't feel the floor. You almost don't feel like you're on pointe. It's the weirdest thing. You just feel like you're kind of floating. And I mean, you may think that sounds good because, you know, less pain, but honestly, when you feel a little bit of pain or feel the floor, it's going to be so much more helpful with your dancing. You're gonna feel if you're like properly on your platform, and if you can't feel the floor, then you have no idea where your shoe is on the floor. If you really like these, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to put anyone down who uses these. If you prefer these and these are just your Pointe shoe pads, then you totally keep using them. Whatever your teacher recommends and whatever you feel good in. But these just don't work for me. I personally just really don't like these, and I do not at all recommend them for beginners. But if you are a beginner using these, no hate, this is just my opinion, guys. All my videos are just my opinion. If you don't want my opinion, then you don't have to watch them. Anyway, guys, that's all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, please give it a giant thumbs up to show your support. And also, guys, if you are about to get your first pair of Pointe shoes or just got your first pair of Pointe shoes, congratulations. I'm so happy for you. I know when I got my first pair of Pointe shoes, I felt like I was on top of the world. I felt like $1,000,000. Anyway, guys, thanks again for watching, and I will see you next week.